Shalom. First and foremost, before I get started, I'd like to give all praises, honor, and glory to where it's due to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Chakwadash. Double honors as always to the apostles, bishops, elders of Great Millstone who were well and who taught us truth. Today's lesson is going to be going into James, the first chapter. Really 1 and 2, mainly, might get a little bit more. But just, enduring and knowing that we're all going through this for a reason. We're not just going through this just because. And, we're not going to get, reward out of it. No, we're seeking the kingdom of heaven, the kingdom of heaven, the kingdom of Yasha'Allah for a purpose, man. And though we may go through trials and tribulations, adversities, at the end of the day, it's for a greater cause, a greater glory. So James 1 and 1, James, a servant of the Most High and of the Lord Yahushua HaMashiach, to the 12 tribes which are scattered abroad, greeting, showing you that he's only talking to who? The 12 tribes, to Israel. He's not talking to all nations. This is only for the 12 tribes, Israel, not all nations. Verse 2, my brethren, count it all joy when ye fall into diverse temptations. So you got to count it joy now. Count it joy. Count it joy. And that don't literally mean that you hip hip hooraying. No, you just you understand and the reason why you're going through it, man. Let's see what count it says. It really don't say much. What it says in the NLT, it says, dear brothers and sisters, when troubles come your way, consider an opportunity for great joy. Verse 3, and back in the KJV, knowing this, that the trying of your faith worketh patience. Let's get in the NLT. Verse 3 in NLT, for you know that when your faith is tested, your endurance has a chance to grow. So when you go through these trials and tribulations, it's not happening to you to break you down, but it's happening to build you up, to make you stronger, more rooted, more grounded in the faith. And as it says, endurance has a chance to grow. So you have a chance to grow when you go through these temptations, when you go through trials, adversities, afflictions, persecutions. NLT verse 4, so let it grow, for when your endurance is fully developed, you will be perfect and complete, needing nothing. So ultimately when we get into the kingdom of heaven, what? We're going to be perfect, man. We're going to be, far beyond, all that this society looked for, all beyond anything, man, that we could ever imagine. But that means that we got to continue to endure no matter what is set in front of us. Push it forward into the very end. Let's get this real quick in Romans 8. Romans 8 and verse 18. For I reckon that the sufferings of this present time are not worthy to be compared with the glory which shall be revealed in us. So, everything that we're going through right now doesn't compare to what we're going to receive, man. Everlasting life, everlasting rest. And that's why we're seeking what? The kingdom of heaven. Matthew 6. And you got to continue to push, man. Push. Fight. Endure. Matthew 6 and 33. But seek ye first the kingdom of the Most High and his righteousness, and all these things shall be added unto you. Push forward. And we're seeking, you have to and you must seek the kingdom of heaven above everything else. Above all else, as it says in the NLT. And then within seeking the kingdom of heaven first, you're going to receive everything. You're going to receive all things. Everything that you wanted is going to be in righteousness. So the only thing that we can do and must do is push forward, understanding that we are going to go through trials and tribulations in order to enter into the kingdom of heaven. Acts 14 and verse 22, confirming the souls of the disciples and exhorting them to continue in the faith, and that we must, through much tribulation, enter into the kingdom of the Most High. So this is what we're doing this for. This is why we're going through diverse temptations, This is why we're going through adversities and hardships. It's like, you bear with me. This is why we go through these things, man. That's why we endure. That's why we go on the highways and byways, fast, pray, study, read, and do things according to the will of the Lord Yahweh Shemi Yasai, because we want the kingdom of heaven, man. And it said that we must, through much tribulation, enter. So it's not going to be a cakewalk to the kingdom. No. You got to continue to push forward. And that was, the word of the day for us. Push. Fight. Endure. There's nothing else here for us. We don't want to be here no more, man. We're looking for new heavens and a new earth wherein dwelleth righteousness, as it says in 2 Peter 3 and verse 13. Nevertheless, we, according to his promise, look for new heavens and a new earth wherein dwelleth righteousness. So that's what we're doing, man. That's what we want. We don't want this society to continue on. We don't want this society to flourish. We want this society to die out and to be destroyed, so the kingdom of heaven, starting with Yahweh Shai, can come into fruition, can be established, put forth throughout the whole earth. Let's get this real quick in Ecclesiastes 2, and we'll start from the top there. Ecclesiastes 2 and verse 1. My son, if thou come to serve the Lord, prepare thy soul for temptation. So you want to serve the Lord. You want to call on Yahweh Shemi Yasai, and so on and so forth. Well, you got to prepare for temptation. You're going to be tempted. Thinking not strange, the fiery trials, which is to try you. The fiery trial, which is to try you. 1 Peter 4 and verse 12, and it reads, 1 Peter 4 and 12, Beloved, think it not strange concerning the fiery trial, which is to try you, as though some strange thing happened unto you. But rejoice, inasmuch as ye are partakers of Hamashiach's sufferings, that when his glory shall be revealed, ye may be glad also with exceeding joy. So rejoice, because you're going through the same thing that Yahweh Shai went through. Not the exact same thing, but you're going through temptations just as Yahweh Shai went through. You're going through adversities just as Yahweh Shai went through, our big brother, who the world ignorantly calls Jesus Christ. And that's not his name. His name is Yahweh Shai. And his name means he saves, he delivers. Yahweh Shai saves, delivers. Because just as Yahweh Shai suffered, we must suffer as well. We'll come back to that and get John 15 verse 20. Remember the word that I said unto you, the servant is not greater than his Lord. If they have persecuted me, they will also persecute you. If they have kept my saying, they will keep yours also. So just as Yahweh Shai went through sufferings, trials, and tribulations, and persecutions, we got to go through the same. We must go through the same, man. We're not exempt. We're not exempt from persecutions. We're not greater than Yahweh Shai. So just as Yahweh Shai went through it, we're going to go through it as well. But at the same time, we know that if we go through these things, if we go through the sufferings, then, as it read in 1 Peter 4, again in verse 12, Beloved, think it not strange concerning the fiery trial which is to try you, as though some strange thing happened unto you, but rejoice in as much as ye are partakers of Hamashiach's sufferings. And then T verse 13 says, Instead, be very glad, for these trials make you partners with Hamashiach in his suffering. So that makes us partners, man. It makes us followers of Yahweh Shemi Yasai. That, we're suffering just as Yahweh Shai suffered. And that makes us, partners. That makes us followers. Because it also reads, when you go back into that Romans 8 and jumping up to verse 16, it reads, the Spirit itself beareth witness with our spirit that we are the sons of the Most High, and if sons, and then heirs of the Most High, and joint heirs with the Mashiach. You want to be joint heirs, right? You want to reign with the Yahweh Shai, but what does it say? If so be that we suffer with him, that we may be also glorified together. So in order to be joint heirs with the Yahweh Shai, we got to go through this suffering. And Lord already said in Ecclesiastes 2 that my son, and thou come to serve the Lord, prepare thyself for temptation. So it's not like you come into this blind. You understand that you're going to be going through certain situations. You're going to go through these things, man. But if you want to reign with the outside, you're going to have to suffer with the outside. And just as the outside did. What is that? 2 Timothy 2? Yep, Barak the Abashimi Asai. 2 Timothy 2 in verse 12. If we suffer, we shall also reign with him. If we deny him, he also would deny us. So if you're suffering, and if you suffer and continue to endure hardships and afflictions and persecutions, and especially, you know, the times that we're coming in, because it's only going to get worse, then you will reign with the outside. As long as you endure, as it says in Matthew 24 and verse 13, but he that shall endure unto the end, the same shall be saved. You got to continue to push through it, man. Fight, endure. There's nothing left here for us. So just as it said, but rejoice, and as much as ye are partakers with Hamashiach Yahushai's sufferings. We're going through these things, and that, you know, that makes us sons and not bastards. That makes you know, being receiving that chastising from Yahweh Shem Yahshai. And there's nothing that we want more than to reign and to be with Yahweh Shem Yahshai. Revelation 3. Matter of fact, I'll get 2 first and then go over to 3. Revelation 2 and verse 26. And he that overcometh and keepeth my works unto the end. This is Yahushua speaking. It's in red, so this is Yahushua speaking. Revelation 2 and 26. And he that overcometh and keepeth my works unto the end, to him will I give power over the nations. So we got to endure. We got to overcome it. Let's get that word overcometh. We'll get ready to end it.
Strong's G 3528. Nikao.
And it says to conquer, to carry off the victory, to come off victorious. It says of Christians, which Christian just means, you know, followers of the anointed, which was actually a derogative name to, you know, the followers of Yahushua. It says that hold fast their faith even unto death against the power of their foes and temptations and persecutions. That's what you got to do. You got to overcome it, man. Overcome the temptation, overcome the persecution, overcome the power of the foe, even if that means death, man. Being a martyr for Yahushua, for Yahweh Shem Yahushua. So it says, and he that overcometh, verse 26, and keepeth my works unto the end, to him will I give power over the nations. And he shall rule them with a rod of iron, as the vessels of a potter shall they be broken to shivers, even as I received of my Father. So Yahushua received it. Why? Because he went through the sufferings and the persecutions, and he endured it. The temptations, and he endured it, even unto death, man. Yahushua died for this. Revelation 3 and verse 21. To him that overcometh will I grant to sit with me in my throne, even as I also overcame and am set down with my Father in his throne. So, overcometh again. Victory over the foes, victory over temptations and persecution, man. And Tia says, 21, those who are victorious will sit with me on my throne, just as I was victorious and sat with my Father on his throne. Even as I also overcame, Yahushua overcame, man. So what makes us think that we can just get through this scotch-free? We can't, and we won't, man. So endure. So Lord willing, this lesson was edifying to the spirit, to the body, and to the fold. And before I end it off, I'd like to give all praises, honor, and glory to where it's due to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahushai, Bahashem, Dash. Double honors as always to the apostles, bishops, elders, the great millstone. Until next time, Shalom.